Welcome, investigator. Evil is on the rise. Crime is escalating. Our mission is to eliminate the crime by exposing evil, examine why it manifests, and highlight the brave souls that confront it every day. Join us as we work together to bring justice to every victim. Welcome to All Things Crime. Here's your host, Jared Bradley.
Let's go upstairs. Who lives upstairs? Her and her living boyfriend, Lincoln. Where's Lincoln? Oh, he's at work. I'm like, he's at work. So, all right, red flag pops off in my head. Why is this man at work and his girl's missing for possibly 2 days? I'm going to get back to that one in a minute. So we go upstairs, and at first, nothing, typical, maybe an unmade bed because you're late to work. Like nothing, like there wasn't like a bookshelf knocked over, like a normal busy Monday, Tuesday morning. I got to get out. I woke up late, whatever. So we go downstairs. Mr. Caruth said, "Hey, Dad, how you doing? You mind if we check you? Oh, come with me." But we had to go out the front door, around the driveway, down the driveway to the back door. And at first, you could tell he's, I think, from the island of St. Vincent, I want to say. And you could tell that this man, he's for an older gentleman, like I want to say this, like 60 years, close in his 60s, mid-60s. Kind of in shape too. Like you could tell this man worked for a living. Like he was what they call like a yardie. Like, he was very hands-on. And at first it didn't click, but later on in the investigation it did. We noticed some like rocks and some other stuff, like, outside in the yard area. So we go in. It is dimly lit. It's a downstairs basement apartment. And he had some incense burning, which is very common in the Caribbean / Jamaican / African-American community in the confines of the 4-7. Like, this is not unheard of. So there's nothing jumping off the pages at me that something's afoot here. So we go back outside. By this time, more detectives are showing up. And we initiate a citywide hospital canvass. So we get a description of what Ms. Caruth was wearing. We get a photo. We send it to the detective bureau. We'll do a request for media. So now it's in the media. Every hospital in the city. So like if she came in, let's say, I don't know, to Bellevue, for example, or we're up in the Bronx. Oh my God. So we'll have a detective squad call over there or go over there in person and actually physically do a physical check or, phone check to their administrator. This was turning up negative. So now we're a couple of hours in. We find out after interviewing some neighbors, doing some canvasses, that we still haven't talked to Lincoln. By this time, because of the bone-chilling temperatures, coupled with the fact that this woman's been not seen for 2 days, it's customary. It's getting to that point where we could do a special category. So I instinctively call out Bronx homicide because it's been a couple of days. She could be in Staten Island for all we know. But you want to start getting some wheels in motion. Not saying we have a homicide here. Just, listen, this is what we got, whatever. So my good friend and later on counterpart, Chris Skolsky, picks up the phone. It's like 2 PM. It's his last one. He goes, "Bro, what do we got?" I go, "I don't know. I got a missing woman. This is the story." He goes, "Okay." I go, "She's been missing since Sunday." He goes, "We're on our way." So they show up. At this point, we find Mr. Grant, and I'm on the phone with him. And I'm like, "Hey, Mr. Grant, so a brief phone interview. Again, nothing of a person of interest yet, but again, the irregularities of you're not there, this chick's missing." They had to close the daycare down. Like kids were showing up and the kids were being turned away. Parents were being called. Like this was we have a state representative come in for daycare. I forget his official title. And like he had to be notified, like, because she's a licensed child provider. Like this was getting serious. I'm like, all right, something's not right. So at that point I go, "Mr. Grant, do you know where Andrea's phone or wallet is?" Because at this point, we want to try and maybe get a search warrant for the phone because in the initial police report, her belongings were not listed on the report as the police having custody and control of them. So listen, we'll call Caruth, we'll go up on a wire, we'll try and triangulate the phone. Well, that wasn't happening. He goes, "Well, I have a phone." "You have a phone?" "And the keys and wallet." I said, "Oh, you do?" At this point, sirens are going off in my head. I'm like, okay, but I'm trying to maintain my composure. And I said, "Okay, Mr. Grant, listen, where are you right now?" He gives me this a location in the city. I'm a construction worker. I go, "Listen, I need to talk to you. I'm in charge of Andrea's missing case, and we need to have a conversation. I don't know how I'm going to get back to you. I have NYPD, biggest gang in the world. I'm going to have a patrol car with 2 uniformed members of the NYPD come down. They're going to introduce themselves. You're going to get in their car, and they're going to drive you back. And if you need like a note from work, or if you have to leave early, I'm sending a supervisor down, so he will speak to your foreman or what have you. And if it has to go above by supervisor, he can call me. And then you're going to get an attorney, because he can't dock you for cooperating with the police, big guy. Like, this is like, there's certain things with the labor laws, like, it's going to work out in your behalf. Mr. Flood, no problem. All right. Hang up the phone. I look at the lieutenant. I go, Lieutenant Boge. I go, Boge, you can driver, light and sirens down there. Get down there, get this guy, and get him back here now. If he has her belongings, police department procedure, you're going to just hold on to them, maybe put them in the bag, in the front seat. Don't open the phone. Don't do nothing. I just want you to make sure we have these items. He flies down, he flies back. Now more investigators are showing up. But at the same time, more media is showing up. So it started out with like News 12, and then you had 4, 7, 2, Post, News, Daily Mail. I mean, you name it, it was getting ridiculous. And again, the sunlight's going down. And again, it was freezing that week. I think I forget what the hell they called it, like a polar vortex or something. And so maybe about an hour goes by. I get the call. We got him. We're about 2 minutes out. No problem. So I tell Chris Skolsky from Homicide, I go, Chris, this guy's on his way up here. Okay. Beautiful. And we wound up, he shows up, I introduce myself, you know, we need to have a conversation. I go, do you have Andrea's things? Yes, the officer here. He goes, like, would you mind if we took hold of these? We just want to make sure, because we're trying to find her. Absolutely. Why do you have them? Oh, safeguarding them. Safeguarding them. Okay. Now it's like, all right, big signs, like, here's our guy, like, who would do that? Like, again, but you're not in the moment right now. Like, in hindsight, after I explain everything, like, oh, wow, okay, I get it. But like, you're in the moment, you're like, yeah, okay, we're going to go back and talk. So patrol takes him back to the detective squad. He goes into an interview room. I make my way back there with Detective Skolsky, and it was, you know, get to my office. Nothing seemed too crazy out of the ordinary. So we introduce ourselves, and we go inside. We sit down with him, and we explain, we're looking for Andrea, but like, you know, what's going on? He goes, listen, I don't know. He goes, I couldn't miss work. And it came out, I don't know if Lincoln was the one that told me off the top of my head. I'd have to look at the case notes, or it was Miss McCall. We found out she was pregnant 4 months, which now elevates this to the special category. Like, all right, we have a pregnant female missing in bone-chilling temperatures. Not good. So we're like, okay, you know, we start talking. Well, does anyone know? Nah, we were kind of keeping it on the wraps because, you know, wait for the right time. We want to make sure everything's okay with the baby. I'm like, all right, cool. So I need you to do me a favor. And would you mind writing down, in your own words, a chronological timeline and statement for me, so we can help kind of piece the last time you saw her to where she potentially is now? Absolutely. Jared, this is where it gets crazy. At no time did he say, you know what, nah, I need a lawyer. Or are you going to read my memorandum? Nothing like that. He goes, the only thing he asked for, because he had to use the bathroom, because we literally like sealed, he sixed them up here. Let him use the bathroom, and then he had a Tupperware bowl of food that I guess that she had made some leftovers, whatever. So we had a couple of days that they froze. He was like, I haven't eaten. I go, bro, hang on. Here you go. We'll warm up your food. We got a microwave. So he sits down with a bottle of water, his food that she made him, and I give him a legal pad, and he just starts going to town. At this point, we get called back out to the scene. So I had some of my other investigators just listen, check on them, have a conversation. Like, we just need a timeline, look at it, make sure it coincides, you know. No electronics. So like, we took his property for the most part, we put it on my desk, and he just eat, drink, write. That's all he was doing. So I had another investigator start doing a chronological background check on him. Domestic violence history, arrest history, anything. Found out he has a residence in Brooklyn. Great. We need a team of guys to go out there because what's to say they met up or something happened. I've been living with her for the past couple of months, whatever. No one would think to go out to Brooklyn, you know? Could she be out there? Like, so now we find this out. We go out there. We have a team of guys go out there. And now it's already at night. Nothing. We're even talking about getting search warrants for the cars in the back. And now there were 3 cars in the back. I think it was sedan, 2 sedans, and dad's Lexus truck, or an SUV, a sedan, and dad's Lexus truck. And they were parked in the back. So we kind of narrowed it down that this was Lincoln's car and this was Andrea's car, or this was their thing. So we're going to go do a search warrant on the car, easy pass, try and get the GPS going. And all the meantime, we had K9 come with a cadaver dog. Starting the house. Here we go. Kitty College, upstairs, downstairs to that part, dog's not getting nothing. Damn, where the hell is she? Like now, it's, you know, it's, we're starting to get into like, it's nighttime at the evening hours. Like, this is not, and again, the media, Jared, is like, oh my God. Like, we actually had to push him back a block and then in a square because, I mean, helicopters, like, it was getting ridiculous. By this time already, we had executive levels of patrol and the detective bureau were there. And we had called crime scene because I think it was the homicide SWAT sergeant. When we walked through the house several times. He notices like this red drop, this red speck. Could it have been blood? Maybe. I don't know. The only way you're going to know is to test it. So we call a crime scene. We explain the significance of the scenario. They're like, all right, we're going to dispatch a team right now. So they come out. They get out there. By this time, I'm back in the squad. I'm going over his statement. Again, Jack never asks for a lawyer. Never asks to leave. Asking me for updates. Like showing genuine concern. I'm like, either this guy is that cold and calculated or he may not have done anything. Like, and again, we're sitting here years later, hindsight, but as you're in the thick of it, you don't know. And like it's a real head scratcher. So now we get the call crime scenes. Now, in the meantime, as we're going out there, I had made mention of these black bags earlier. Earlier in the day, I asked the father where the bags were when I was doing the search in his office. And he shows them to me. And there it is. Looks like this pooling, or I don't want to use the word smear, but like this small area of what appeared to be a brown red-like substance. Could it have been rusty water? Maybe. Again, because it was settling there for days, it could be anything. It was just that poorly lit, and I didn't feel comfortable saying that's 100% blood, because again, it could be rusty water. I don't know. So I wound up, when crime scene shows up, they test the red droplet up there. It's like nail polish. It's not blood. So I'm like, all right. So I go, guys, I got 2 bags downstairs. They're 3M garbage bags. They may or may not have a substance on them. So the crime scene guy was a great guy. He was like, yeah, we'll go down there and check it out. So earlier on in the day, I asked the father, I go, Mr. Caruth, what's in here? Because they were light, semi-light. Like, I'm like, God forbid this chunk of body in here. Listen, detective, you don't want to open those bags. You mean I don't want to open these bags? So he's like, listen, between me and you, we're men here. I go, yeah. I had a woman over this past weekend and, you know, we had some sex, whatever. Those are my soiled linens. So I'm like, all right, 10-second timeout. Who's got gloves? So I put on surgical gloves. I open up the bag and there are damp, wet linens in there. I go, you stud, you. Like, I'm like, all right, like, good for you. But I made note of the rip and where this officer had told me. I'm like, all right, maybe it was the whatever. They actually go to the laundromat and they pull video of that doing his linens there. So I'm like, guy's legit. He has an alibi. Like, all right, this is getting a little bit weird. Well, now fast forward to the nighttime, we go inside and they do the OBTI test, which is the blood test. That crime scene, they swab it, they put it in the substance, they shake it up, and in a minute, it's either blood or it's not. Well, guess what? It was blood. So now we're like,
And this is down in the dad's apartment?
this is down in Dad's apartment. So I'm like, what? And what happened is when we went down there initially, I knock on the door. I tell Mr. Caruth I'm there. And he goes, hang on a minute. I'm like, yeah, sure. Sorry. Again, I reacquaint myself. And I have a detective with me from my office and 2 crime scene guys. So we start talking and I'm like, hey, Mr. Caruth, where are those bags? And I had noticed that they weren't where I had originally left them. He had put them back. And what he did was, and I noticed it at the time because at first I thought these were the wrong bags. Because I asked him, like, did you tamper with these? Did you mess with these? He goes, oh, no, not at all. There were like 3 rings. If you take your 3 fingers and put them up against your palm, it was 3 dirt rings around. And I'm like, what is this? So I proceeded to get gloves again. I start taking the linens out because now I can't find the rip. And I'm getting like, nah, there's no way. That's when crime scene stops me, says that's blood, does the test, confirms it's blood. Now we have to freeze Dad's apartment. In the interim, he was like, where's their blood? And he actually goes to swipe the bag. The detective from Iowa was like, oh, big guy, let's go talk over here. So he's talking to him, trying to calm him down. I'm on the phone. I'm calling everybody. I'm calling Congress. my squad, the homicide squad, like, guys, get over here. We got blood in Dad's apartment. Well, we had a detective, Sean Casey. He was down at the court already getting a warrant. I'm like, yo, we need a warrant for Dad's apartment. I explained the situation. Sean swings by, okay, goes down, swears out the warrant. Now we start doing the methodical search. At this point, Dad's let out, back to my office. We start doing the search, and the incense was going. We had put the incense out, and you can get this very faint odor, a very foul, faint odor of like something spoiled. In this case, the odor was the decomposition. But it's weird because it was so faint because of the cold temperatures outside. You smell it, you not smell it. Like Chris Golson was going this. He goes, you smell that? I'm like, no. Oh, wait, yeah. So we go by the furnace, and it was more of a pungent odor. Like it was very strong there. Adjacent was this closet. We go to the closet. We open the closet. I was in there. That's where the bags were, to the best of my memory. And we're looking, we're emptying out the closet. There's suitcases in there. There's all types of stuff in there. Well, we find blood on a suitcase. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. But there's nothing in the closet. So we're looking, and one of the detectives from my office, there was a hole in the ground, and there was a piece of plywood. It was symmetrically cut. So it was flat on the bottom, but it had 2 lips up, and there was like this blue carpets or tarp on top of it. So when he shifted the tarp and wood, because it was a little wiggle room, that's when he got hit with it. It's like, yo, it's over here, like very strong. We were able to lift up the symmetrically cut out wood. And in the hole was Andrea Caruth in the clothing that was described, covered in river rock with what appeared to be some type of clothesline or rope. You saw like ligature marks, like black and blues, indicating of a strangulation. We had ESU come, get her out. The ME came, did a preliminary, review of the body, and subsequently did the autopsy at the Bronx ME's office. And it was a homicide with blunt force trauma, with what was consistent with the hammer at the back of the head, and then he used what we later found out was the clothesline to choke and drag her into this hole. There was a fight, and as we were down there processing the scene, there was dried blood on the walls that you could not readily see with the naked eye. That crime scene found their toys and gadgets. So this crime scene went on for a couple of days. By this point, going back to that night, excuse me, I didn't mean to jump. We go back to that night, and we go, after we make the next of kin notification, we go back to my office. So now, who did it? Was it Lincoln, the boyfriend, Dad, or both? We had to figure this out. So we took our shot with Lincoln. We walk in. I mean, my man wrote about 7 to 8 pages of, neatly compressed timeline here. So we're like, listen, we have some news to tell you. And for a minute, he got very joyous because, he found Miss Caruth. But unfortunately, she's deceased. And at first he stood up, he was happy. And then he collapsed in my arms and just started uncontrollably crying. There's no way it's this guy. So after we calmed him down, he didn't want to leave. He wanted to kind of stay to find out the next necessary steps in the process. So we had a uniformed cop watch. We then go upstairs to go speak to Dad. Walk in, Mr. Caruth, myself, Kriskolski, we reacquaint ourselves. I don't even think we made mention that we found her. He goes, I think I'm going to need a lawyer. Okay. Like, all right, you got it, big guy, So at that point, we let our supervisors know. And then we ordered crime scene. We got a search warrant for him. And we took pictures of him. And he had on his glasses, if you removed his glasses, with the glasses, there was a mark, what appeared to be some type of scratch or wound. Asking if he needed medical attention, because he was in the custody of the police department, he came over and saw that he was the victim of a robbery. I'm like, oh my God, did you make a report? We'll investigate this too, just because of the circumstances going on. We don't want him to try and use this. He goes, it's $100. You guys weren't taking seriously anyway. I'm like, mental note. They start taking more pictures and there's more wounds on him of what appears to be someone defending themselves. Ultimately, we have DNA that we found on the hammer. That was Andrea's, that was found, I think, in his car or his apartment. And then we had his DNA under Andrea's fingernails later on, and this comes out in court. So Mr. William Caruth, the father of Andrea, was arrested for murder and manslaughter charges and related charges, and subsequently was convicted on manslaughter 1 because the jury could not prove that he intended to do this. Basically, they charged him man 1, and at the sentencing, according to news reports, they gave him the 25 years because he showed no remorse. The judge said he showed no remorse to this. So
he killed his own daughter.
He killed his own daughter. And the working theory behind this, Jared, was there was a potential financial motive. He was basically like a freeloader, living off his daughter, living off his kids. She was in the process of refinancing the house. At some point, he would turn off the boiler and turn on the heat, trying to squeeze money out of her. And I think she went to confront him for the final time on Sunday, and that's when the attack happened. And it was a hit. It was a very big hit to the community. It was a very big hit to his family. So poor Lincoln, the kids at Kitty College. And that was probably one of the most crazy ones I've ever worked, because who would ever think that a father can kill their own kid, their own daughter for that matter? And I was in jail.
Wow. Well, I'm almost speechless. I mean, the whole time you're describing this, I'm like, you mentioned at the very beginning that, you found her in the basement. And I was like, well, the father lives in the basement. I'm like, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm a dad. I got 5 kids. I could never, hurt one of my kids. And
right.
Wow. Yeah, that had to be brutal.
Yeah.
Wow. That is crazy. Well, listen, man. Yeah, I'll have to, what was the victim's name again? Andrea?
Andrea Caruth. You can actually, you can research her. The reason why I also chose this story is because recently, Chief Robert Boyce, the former chief of detectives, there's a crime show on the Oxygen Network called New York Homicide. And these are real homicide cases that occurred in New York. And he narrates it, and he brings in the investigators, the crime scene personnel, et cetera, that work that. He actually chose this case to be on the show. So if you actually want to see, if your viewers and listeners want to actually see, the name of the episode is The Untraceable Scent. It was episode number 11. And it goes to DNA and what you specialize in. And you can see in a more Hollywood theatrical version of the timeline of events that I just described.
Wow. Yeah, there's and you feel it was pretty accurate? The show was done well?
In my opinion, yes, they did the best they could. You know,
Good.
I there was certain things that because I knew it and worked that like there was certain things with like the apartment and the setup, but other than that, I had very factually done, and they actually used real life media footage from that incident.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's kind of hit and miss with media we've found, but you know, Oxygen's pretty good. So, well, listen, man, that's thanks for sharing that story. That's fascinating. But to me, it just kind of really brings to light, you know, when these kind of stories, you know, detectives and police in general, you guys are dealing on a daily basis with the dregs of society in some cases, but in most of the time, it's good people that are having the worst day of their lives. And, you know, to be able to do that and to be able to do it professionally, it just requires a different level, and salute you for it, man. So listen, I'm gonna let you go on that note, and I'm just kind of processing this whole story. I'm like, oh, how do you get so mad and so deranged in your mind that you kill your own daughter? I just can't do it, man. Can't even fathom it. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll let the audience try to process it as well, and hopefully they'll go and check that case out. So, all right, man. Well, I know you could talk about lots more, but I've held you for a long time, and I appreciate it. So,
absolutely.
All right. Well, enjoy that beautiful Florida weather, man.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay. We will talk at you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. Your attention today brings us one step closer to exposing and eliminating the evil that brings crime to our communities. Hit subscribe and share this episode. Together, we will bring justice to every victim.